We are at EarthX, and I'm talking with Whitney Walker, who is the founder and CEO of Glass Boxes. And Glass Boxes is about homes for people that are pre-manufactured, prefabricated, and therefore easily built and then placed wherever they are needed. So, why did you start that company?
Number one, I've been an eco-responsible product designer for over 30 years. I've owned two manufacturing companies, and I have another company that makes the world's finest quality certified organic cotton linens. I have a paint that I patented out of food ingredients. And then I have eco-responsible products that I've made that I've sold to national chains and stores all over the world. So I went from home goods to the whole house.
You have nothing else to do anymore.
In my spare time.
Yes, I get it.
Yes.
All right. So, yes, the whole house. I saw some of your models that your company makes. Well, and you know, it's simple, straightforward. I can totally see it. Is that the future of house building?
If we built homes, we continue to build homes. If we built them more like we build cars, number one, you can save about 18 to 25% on materials when you build in a factory because they use software to plan the use of each piece of material. My factories in particular, which I contract through, are zero waste. So when you see a site-built house that is 2 dumpsters, 4 dumpsters, 12 dumpsters of materials that are going to a landfill, we have zero waste in our factory. If they have a 1-inch piece of 2x4, it goes into a hopper, it's ground down, and it's turned into insulation. So you save a huge amount on materials. You also save a huge amount on labor, and you also save a huge amount on time. And, you know, we're a culture now that wants to save time as much as we can. So,
But what is the longevity? I mean, we were just talking about being in Europe, right? And where you have homes that were built 500 years ago, and people still happily live in those places.
they do. And that's a huge issue with the building codes. So most people think of manufactured homes as a HUD quality home, like a mobile home.
Yeah.
But our homes are actually higher than that. There's also site built is above that, which is International Residential Code 2021. And then above that is modular certified. And modular is a misleading word, but the key is it means higher than site built quality. So our homes are meant to, for example, I produce homes for Florida with triple pane windows with Miami-Dade, frames that actually repel a 175 mile an hour 2x4. So our homes are actually built to a higher standard than a site-built home, which is huge.
So, but if you were to compare somebody who builds a home, you know, if I say the traditional way on a piece of land with an architect and a construction company and all that, and now compare that with your home, and both give them 100 years, and what would we find?
Our home would be exactly the same, if not better. Because we are building to site-built quality, slightly improved. So if you build a site-built home, we meet not just all the building code requirements, but additional. The difference is it's made in a factory to that quality, and then it's moved to the site. And you can have it attached to the site the exact same way, to a concrete slab, to pier and beam. You can use hurricane tie downs, you know, a lot of different things that you would normally use with a site-built home. So it really is exactly the same. It just happens to be made in a
Okay,
factory.
now tell me the disadvantages
The disadvantages
of your system.
of mine, there are none. Are you kidding?
Come on, there must be something.
No, there's not. The great thing about what we're doing is we're building a healthier home. So what I'm concentrating on is wellness housing. We have reduced temperature elements, such as suggesting that you use pier and beam foundation instead of a concrete foundation, which is a heat sink. We have no attics, which are heat sinks. We use mini split HVAC, which means no ductwork, which is a heat sink. So we're trying to build homes that are cooler.
It's
Go ahead.
impressive. You really thought about all this, but well done, well done.
Yeah.
So this is, of course, a solution for the housing crisis, because you can more quickly build more homes and just drive them through the country.
Well, you don't necessarily drive our homes through the country. A home that is manufactured to HUD standard has a license, and that is considered a mobile home. Our homes
No,
are
no, I mean deliver them.
deliver.
You're not going to.
Yeah.
Sorry. So
Our homes
to,
are required to be attached to the
yeah,
land.
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
there would be there's
But
a
they are
one-time
mobile.
delivery. They
They
need
do
to be
move.
brought. Right?
Exactly.
Okay. So, but that would be an easy solution, much easier than
Site built.
I'm thinking again in my country, the Netherlands. There's a housing crisis, and now they have decided, the new government, that they identify in already rather densely populated place, that they have 5 new areas where they're going to build new, cities or towns where several 100,000 people can live. But now that I hear you, they should not even do it like that. They should just call your company and have them.
I would love to ship to Netherlands.
Yeah,
No
why not?
problem at all.
No, why not?
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But you could. I mean,
Yes.
how quickly can you scale this?
Well, we have one factory that produces 1,700 homes a year.
Oh,
And
you are you selling, or is it your company only, or they make?
my company is just starting.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we're bringing new design elements. So the manufactured home or the modular home industry normally is considered using old style architecture and a lot of old mediums. We're trying to use formaldehyde free coatings. We're trying to use bamboo wide plank flooring, which is one of the most sustainable wood floorings you can use. We're trying to make a very much of a health and wellness environment in the home. And so we also use modern architecture inspired by Mies van der Rohe and Philip Johnson and a lot of people like that. But we also do Southwestern and are launching our Spanish Revival collection, which we're able to produce homes that are prepared for a stucco to be added on site. So we can do a lot of different forms of architecture. We also do custom architecture. And one of the interesting things I'll mention about Netherlands is that Germany actually has a mandate where they're requiring, I think it's over 75% of all new residential construction to be made out of prefab. So this is a huge
This is a
movement
new
in Europe.
movement.
It's a huge movement.
You're
Yeah.
tapping into something.
Yeah.
So, what I can see in terms of bringing that home to its place, right? I saw you have like whatever 800 square feet. I can sort of imagine a truck with a trailer and 800 square feet.
We
possibly.
make up to 11,000 square foot homes.
Well, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I saw a
Yeah.
5-bedroom home for like 4,000 square feet. How do you ever move that? I
we
mean,
move it in sections.
oh, you put
So,
it.
and you put it together,
I
sort of
see.
like Legos,
I see.
and it's very easy.
Uh huh.
And the key to that is you'll just bring in 6 sections at a time and put them together. We can make sections that are about 16 feet wide by 74 or 72 feet long. So it's very easy to get to a 5-bedroom, 5.5 bath home, to a larger home. We have large open spaces. And then the key to my architecture in glass boxes is that every room has a 6 foot wide by 10 foot tall window. So it's very biophilic. We want to bring nature in. And that has a lot of wellness aspects to it also. So it's very key.
And is it? I mean, it seems to be you offer it as cheaper, right? But it could be a lot cheaper than building
It
your
can
own
also
home.
be a lot more expensive
All right. How?
because you're paying for quality.
Right.
It's not just that it's made in the factory, it's made that it's made equal or better than site built code. We're using newer forms of architecture, we're using better quality windows, better quality materials, and then in a way you're paying for the convenience and the quality.
Okay, so I can see you as your own customer, right? You would be somebody. I give you, sense of taste and fashion. You want to have your own home, so you have all these ideas. Another is your other you selling you what you're selling, and you have all these things. I want this, I want that, and then you tell them, yeah, but you can't because this is a,
We do
it's-
custom. If
Yeah, but-
someone wants something else, we can help them make it.
Yeah, but how far can you go? You need to stay somewhere close to your modular concept.
Our modular concept is both number one, single family residential, and number two, we have our chilled courtyard, planned community, where we want to build communities where you use both ancient courtyard architecture, passive solar, a lot of new technologies and new materials where you're able to reduce the temperature of the home site by 25 degrees from a 100-degree ambient. And when you can do that, I don't know if most people are not aware, but petrochemical air pollution cooks at 85 and 96 degrees. So it becomes many times more toxic to your brains, lung, liver, and kidneys. This is the reason why the elderly and our children, supposedly not us, are not supposed to be outdoors in the mid 90s because we've created this environment that's really not healthy outside. So if you can keep a cooler home site with a green courtyard with a tree canopy and a certain amount of biophilic elements, then you've created a microclimate. And if you can make one cool zone home site and then you do 20 and do 100, then you've created a cool zone instead of a heat zone, which is what most residential real estate is building now. They're bulldozing all the trees, putting in a black asphalt roof that emits not just heat all night long and VOCs, but brick walls, concrete everywhere. And then they also ruin the microbiome in the grass. They use a lot of pesticides. It's a completely different way. It's much more European, actually, to really respect nature and bring it into your life and find a way to make it healthy for you.
So you spend a life entrepreneuring, doing all these good things. You told me about the linens and the things you were producing, manufacturing. So why do you suddenly start thinking about these prefabricated homes?
They've sort of been a passion for about 20 years. About the late 90s, I visited 5 states and over 40 factories trying to convince them to do something that didn't look like a mobile home. And no offense to mobile homes, but they have a very set market. And I knew that we could build something that would be more applicable to your homeowner that wants something that looks new and modern and more elegant. And no one would do it. So I bought an 83-foot long mobile home. I'm a certified welder, and I had 16 full-time welders at the time, so we gutted the whole thing. And then we put in glass windows all the way around the sides, and we wound up turning it into a lunchroom for our factory. I had almost 200 employees, and they loved it. And I would bring a couple of the mobile home builders, and they would just look at it and say, well, nobody's going to buy anything modern. And now it's starting a huge surge in architecture. And I think there's something like over 100 prefabricated home builders that are new companies in the United States in the last 3 years. Yeah.
So you're on to something. So I think you deliver at the moment to about 8 states or so. Why don't you?
Well, actually, I've just started this company. It's only about a year old.
I see.
And the factory that delivers to 8 states also has relationships with 3 other factories. So that's adding Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona. And then I'm also talking to a factory in Washington and one in the New York area.
It's a matter of a geographic area you can cover.
Yeah, we want to franchise our designs. The engineering is completed through IRC 2021, so they're all modular certified. So really, any modular factory could buy our designs in any state, and we could produce anywhere.
And basically anywhere in the world.
Yes, anywhere in the world. Happy to do that.
Yeah.
Especially Netherlands.
Yeah, well, sure. Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah.
So what is the big dream?
The big dream is the community, because when I drive out, to the suburbs and I see how we're raising our families in environments where we've destroyed the tree canopies and the biome and we're building these heat sink homes, I see instead an alternative where you can build a cool zone out of a home that doesn't use a lot of toxic materials, and it actually uses about 18 to 20% less materials, so it's more eco-responsible.
A wonderful idea. The whole concept of bringing community also, not just the heat lowering opportunity, but I would think, grandmothers and grandfathers being with small children together. I mean, the whole concept of a community living close,
Yes.
I can totally see. But I'm just thinking, okay, now I want to do that, and then I need to find that land that you can actually,
There's lots
put
of
itself
land.
on.
There's
Yeah?
lots of land.
It's not an issue?
Yes, especially in places like Texas. But our homes could be built in Highland Park, Dallas. They could be built because of the build quality. They can be placed anywhere, in any state that they're certified to.
But you
So
want to be closer to something that's already there. I mean, you don't want
yes.
to. You can put it, of course, in the middle of nowhere. But if you want to be somewhere where there are already some other people, then it may be harder to find some land, or not.
Well, that I agree with 100%. But we can also build single family residential infill into the cities. But where I see a whole community, you're going to need 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 acres. And there's so much expansion, particularly in the state of Texas, that there's so many builders that they could be building prefab rather than building site built. And they're building literally tens of thousands of homes, and we have a desperate need for housing in the United States, as you know. So this is a great alternative.
So, what do our people here listening and watching you at the moment, what do they need to know?
Glassboxes.com. No,
And why?
what else?
And why?
And why? We deliver more quickly, more modern, and more wellness oriented homes. We help you live in a way where you have a low VOC, formaldehyde free, and a more eco-responsible home. So you're using less materials, less labor, and you're in a situation where you actually will benefit from a health standpoint. And we have a lot of data on our website to prove that. Yeah.
Thank
So,
you, Whitney.
thank you so much. I appreciate it.